Lori, am I supposed to be somewhere else?
Who's asking?
It's Leslie.
No, we have LaSalle County today, criminal docket.
Okay, this is the right place to be then?
Yes, it is.
All right, my probation department was given different information, so let me let them know they're on the wrong spot.
Do I need to send something to somebody?
No, Joanne just said, she said, good morning. I just found out that we're supposed to be logging into the link to the one that says Atascosa County,
No.
not LaSalle County. So, okay, let me just tell her.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have about 9 o'clock. I'd like to ask Ms. Riley. I noticed that we have Ms. Carranza here. Am I supposed to be doing some of the criminal dockets?
Yes, sir. It's LaSalle County criminal and civil, plus the Wilson and Carnes Frio civil. And Judge Ellison's doing the Atascosa criminal civil docket. Today's the combo day.
Okay, well, the reason I asked that is it has my name on some and not on some, and I had thought perhaps that I was only doing the ones that had my name on them.
No, sir. I apologize. I do the civil dockets and I put your name on them just so there won't be any confusion on those. I'm not sure about but the LaSalle County is yours.
All right.
I didn't run it.
All right, give me just a moment. All right, on the LaSalle County criminal docket, State versus Cynthia Mata.
Your Honor, that's my case. I don't know if she's here. I believe she called us last week and we told her to be available. This is a fairly new case to me. I was appointed on the 10th of November. I have not really had a time to talk to her. It's an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle case. And it is also the only violations are technical violations of probation, but there are quite a few of them.
All right, is Ms. Mata here? Right, it says monitor NISI, so has she been missing before, it looks like?
Judge, she didn't show up on the last call of the docket. We had a visiting judge, Judge Elder. And so she called the NISI but said not to issue it until today to see if she would come.
Okay, I'll mark her no show.
I'll make an effort to get a hold of her, Judge.
State versus Basilio Plaza Jr.
That's my case also. That's a very old case with some very small, tiny amounts of methamphetamine. We're trying to work in the case.
He's in custody, Judge, and he's on Zoom.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'll mark you confirming.
Okay.
Cliff Robinson.
That's also mine, Your Honor. He should be on there.
All right, is
He's
Cliff
not
Robinson? I'm sorry?
He's not present.
All right, is Cliff Robinson online? Mark him no show. Froilan Hernandez.
Your Honor, I'm here and he is here. He is
Yes, sir.
listed as LG Stylo 4.
Okay, I'll mark you conferring.
Thank you.
State versus Francisco Flores.
They gave me a different one.
All right, Francisco Flores. No announcement. Press the first appearance. Cody Hasler. Cody Hasler. No show. Carlos Lopez. Carlos Lopez. Orlando Perales. No response. Tyrone Roman. No response. Luis Salazar. No response. Stephen Sloop. Give me a moment.
He's in federal custody in Laredo, Judge.
All right, thank you. Rudy Michael Sosa. No response, Your Honor. Okay, anybody else told to be here today on a criminal case? No response. All right, I'll release Ms. Carranza. Any attorneys who have no civil matters in the docket?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
I'm sorry?
I have a civil matter. Is that what the court asked?
No, I asked, are there any criminal matters that were on the docket that I did not call? Anybody told to be here today? I didn't call your name on a criminal case. Okay. LaSalle civil docket, matter of the marriage of Friesenhan.
No one is present, Judge.
Your Honor, we are still working on the decree, and we have been in touch with Abel Dominguez. We should have it quickly, but I don't know what date, but we should have it quickly. Within the next 2 weeks, probably. Can you hear me?
Yes, okay, I'm looking, how about, all right, how about December 14th? We'll just add that
That'll
on.
be fine, Your Honor. I'll let Mr. Dominguez know.
12/14 entry. Okay, give me just a moment. My computer's acting up. Okay. Maltzberger Story Ranch versus Barbara Ann Lepinitos.
Judge, this is Austin Brister, and I also have an associate, Michael Szymanski here. We're on behalf of Maltzberger Story parties. This is just a no answer default judgment motion that we have in front of you.
Okay, if you would post your motion to me in the return in chat, I'd appreciate it, because I don't have access to the district clerk's records in LaSalle County.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Give me just a couple seconds, maybe a minute to get that, and I can do that.
I've got more to call.
Thanks.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Cliff Matthews Robinson just walked in the courtroom. He's on the first page.
Thank you. I'll mark him present. He already has an attorney. All right, Frio County civil docket, Southwest Stage Funding versus Renee Hall.
Morning, Your Honor. Cheyenne Zilkay here for plaintiff.
Okay, and this says default.
Yes, Your Honor. Just a basic default on a MHU. No answer or appearance filed by defendant so far.
All right, now I have pro se Renee Hall. So typically that wouldn't happen unless she had made some sort of appearance. So I'll mark you ready, but we're going to have to look at the clerk's records.
Okay.
In the matter of the marriage of Angelica Romano and Juan Garza. It's a pro se divorce. Anyone here on that representing yourself?
No one's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, in the matter of the marriage of Rosa Castro Melendez and Francisco Vasquez.
Judge, I was present for Angelica Moreno.
All right, thank you. Are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, and has this case been on the docket before?
Yes. No, this is, I don't think so, no.
Okay,
Or it
all right,
was
I'll mark you A. You'll be the first self-represented case I take up. The matter of the marriage of Rosa Melendez and Francisco Vasquez.
I am here.
And are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, and you have some other electronic device on where you are?
Excuse me, I am here.
Yes, what I'm asking is, do you have some other electronic device on?
I don't speak English.
Okay. Un momento.
Gracias.
Okay, Ms. Riley, I'm going to ask if you can call the interpreters and see if we can get an interpreter online.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, juvenile case 20-09246. Mr. Sinden, I know you're here. And you
Good
don't,
morning, Your Honor. Sylvia Rodriguez as well.
all right, and you don't show to be muted, Mr. Sinden, but I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
That's better.
Okay, sorry. Judge, this is the initial setting in a juvenile case that has just been filed for a determinative sentence in Frio County District Court. Ms. Rodriguez has just been appointed pursuant to statute. We set this for today, but what we're likely going to be doing is asking for new dates and then allow Ms. Rodriguez and I to confer on a possible agreement after today's setting.
Okay, if the two of you will confer with each other and with the clerk's, coordinator's office on, see if we can agree on dates. If not, I will come back and hear this later.
Thank you.
Judge.
All right, Karnes County civil case, State of Texas versus $6,563.
Your Honor, William Richmond for the state. I spoke with the opposing counsel. I've agreed to drop that matter for now, and we'll take it up on another date if need be.
All right, reset on request.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, on the next case, it appears to be the estate of Eugene J. Duraczyk et al. Versus Deborah Liska, the executor of the estate of Eugene J. Duraczyk et al.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Damian Abrio. I'm here on that case. It is actually, I believe, 6 heirs of Mr. Dworaczyk suing the estate for an interpretation of the will. With respect to today's setting, I agreed with opposing counsel to pass the setting. I don't think we have proper notice on the summary judgment. And with the court's permission, I'd like to reset it and make sure we have proper notice.
All right, that's fine. If you will get with the coordinator's office, or do you know what date you want it for?
I'm open, Your Honor. As long as we get the 21 days plus, it doesn't matter.
Okay, January 4th.
Yes, sir. That's wonderful.
All right.
January 4th, Your Honor, also at 9 a.m.
Yes, so I'll mark down 1498 summary judgment. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is if you will just send me a message in chat with the cause number, the style of the case, and you can just put Dorotzik and the date. After you do that, you're excused.
Will do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Okay, Wilson County dockets. 12/12/7/11 in the interest of the Tackett children.
Your Honor, Jeffrey Bernstein for the movement. Mr. Todd Tackett, announcement is ready on my motion. I announce 1 hour. It's a motion to increase child support. I don't know if opposing counsel is on Zoom or not.
And who is the current opposing counsel?
Jessica Estorga.
Okay, and that's who's on the docket, but it's often not on older cases. All right, do not see her. I will recall.
Thank you.
In the interest of the Bolding children.
Your Honor, we're present. We're here on a nunc-pro-tunc. It should take about 5 minutes.
All right, and are you expecting the other side?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
All right, I'll mark you number 2.
Thank you.
Chase Montgomery Ramsey et al. Versus Herman Lopez et al.
We're present, Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Erica Ramirez for the movement. It's just maybe 5-10 minutes on a motion to compel.
That's correct, Judge. I'd say 5 minutes or less.
Okay, and would it be helpful to confer in a breakout room?
It might be, Judge.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll do that in a moment. In the matter of the marriage of Beatrice Marroquin and Benito Marroquin.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm present on that. I'm withdrawing my motion to withdraw at this time, and I've also got a motion for mediation on file. And I do not believe that Mr. Alonso is in agreement with that. So I guess 5 minutes to hear my motion for mediation.
And I don't, there he is, yes.
I represent Mrs. Marroquin, Your Honor. We're not in agreement with the motion to mediate because we haven't received discovery. And secondly, my client cannot afford it since he's not paying his minimum guideline support since the house was sold in July. She's only getting $500 a month and she's got 3 children. And I could talk to Ms. Vickers about it, but I don't know. We're not ready to proceed on mediation.
Okay, how long to hear this if we have to have a hearing?
As far as I know, Your Honor, 5-10 minutes. I'm not sure what Mr. Alonso is going to present, but.
Okay.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes is fine, Judge.
All right, I'll mark you 10 minutes and I'll put you in a breakout room in a moment. Actually, let me ask Ms. Riley, let me make you the host.
Fine.
If you'd make the co-host.
Yes, sir, I will. And the interpreter should be here about 9:35, 9:40 or so.
All right, thank you. All right. NRZ Rio Inventory versus Jorge Navarro.
Your Honor, my name is Matthew Coward. I represent the plaintiff in this case. This is a 5 to 10 minute motion to enter default judgment.
All right, and again, we have a notice that Jorge Navarro has appeared pro se. Is that correct, or is it a post-answer default? Or
it is a no answer default. I haven't been made aware of any filings as of the last time that I spoke with the clerk.
Okay, I'll check. The people may be changing the coordinator's office may be changing what they do, but again, typically until there's an answer made or an appearance made, there's nobody down on the defense side. So, argument number 3, in the matter of the marriage of Samantha and Christopher Petty. I see Miss Petty here.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'll mark you C. You'll be the 3rd self-represented case I take up. All right, anyone else told to be here today on a civil or criminal case? Your case was not called.
Judge, the probation department has informed me that Orlando Perales on the LaSalle criminal side has appeared.
Okay, if we could get a affidavit out of him.
I believe he said he hired an attorney.
He says he's
Okay.
hired Shannon Locke.
All right. Is he in the courtroom or where is he?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Perales, come forward, please. And let me ask the clerk's office, has anything been received from Shannon Locke?
No, sir.
No, sir. I tried to get in contact with him this morning, but he was in court.
Let me check the file real quick, Judge.
All right, and let me ask Mr. Perales, when you say you've hired him, have you actually sat down and signed something and paid him money?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did a contract, I believe, maybe almost 2 months ago. So, yes, sir. I'm doing my payments.
All right, hold on just a moment.
Yes, sir. She did file something. A notice
Okay.
of appearance.
All right, well, I'm not sure where Ms. Locke is, but I will mark you down for December the 10th. And you need to be back, unless your attorney tells you something different, you need to be back in court on December the 10th.
Okay, yeah, when I spoke to him, I guess it was sometime last week, he did tell me about December 10th. And then I received some other letters from the district clerk, and that's why I showed up today.
Yes, sir, that's good, because I had you down as being supposed to be in court today, so, but you're excused at this time.
Okay.
Okay, Story Ranch, let me. And let me ask, has there been an answer filed in the Maltzberger versus, and who you're trying to take a default against?
Yes, Your Honor. There were many defendants originally in this case. Currently, the only defendant still remaining is Karina Luann Neal. Miss Neal has not filed an answer.
Okay. I'm going to ask the clerk's office just to look, because it is not uncommon that people file answers, but don't, if it's pro se, but they don't copy the attorneys.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, let me look at your motion.
Judge, I'm happy to give you whatever summary rundown you'd like, or if you'd just rather scan through the motion, that's fine as well.
All right, go ahead. I'm looking at it, but go ahead.
Okay, so this is a trespass to try title case. The Maltzberger Story family's been there for several generations. In preparation for drilling, EP Energy went out and found some an really old deed and thought, well, maybe the heirs under this deed might have a claim. They found several folks that they think might be an heir, and then they would pay them some money to sign a lease. We've gone out every single time they do that, and we've gotten quitclaim deeds from people. They've said they don't know anything about the property. There's actually been 2 prior cases, in fact, on this, which we intervened and filed a motion for summary judgment, and ended up getting title and final judgment in our favor in both of those cases. EP Energy came to us again, I think about a year ago, and said, hey, we found, I believe it was maybe 4 or 5 additional people they thought might be heirs. So we filed suit. We actually tried to work with them all, and most of them have just signed quitclaim deeds. They don't make a claim to the property. The final one is Karina Luann Neal. We've been in contact with her for years. She has repeatedly told us she doesn't have a claim. She's willing to sign a quitclaim deed, but every time we send it to her, we never hear back again. And so it's to a point where this is just what we needed to do to get it resolved.
All right, let me save the order. All right. And may I ask, Ms. Esqueda, did you find anything?
Let me check real quick, Judge, because Arturo's doing the civil side.
Oh, okay.
Let me check with him real quick. He's checking real quick, Judge.
All right. And what I've done is I signed the judgment and I posted it posted it in chat to everyone. I'll set it aside if it turns out there was an answer filed.
There is no answer filed, Judge.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, I've just posted a copy of the signed judgment to everyone, and you are excused, sir.
Thank you very much, Judge.
And I'll take judicial notice that there's no answer and that there's a certificate of last known address and a service member's civil relief certificate on file.
Thank you very much, Judge. Have a good one.
All right. In the interest of the bolding, Ms. Nuttles.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here on a non-pro-tunc. There was an issue with the date of when it was signed originally. We had a hearing in 2018. By the time the judge signed it, it was 2019, and the date was still 2018. So it's caused problems with the child support. We're just asking for a signature so that it shows the current date so that it doesn't fall behind the temporary orders.
Okay. All right. Would you post that to me in chat, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me just a moment. I need to work on a affidavit of indigence.
I need to put Basilio Plaza and Cliff Matthews in the breakout room. I don't see them online. Are they in the district courtroom?
Basilio Plaza, I think, is the one that says Angelica. That's the
He's
jail.
in where?
The one that says Angelica?
Okay, it's under Angelica.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, and I think Mr. Roberts must still be conferring.
Yes, he's in a breakout room with Leslie Carranza.
Okay.
They wanted me to put Basilio Plaza and Cliff Matthews in the room with them. I accidentally put LaSalle County District Clerk in there, so don't join Margie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look. Angelica? Okay.
Yeah.
See Angelica there. I don't know where Cliff Matthews is at. Is he in the courtroom, sir?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'm gonna put him in the breakout room with the courthouse, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Lori. Cliff Robertson is already in there with the probation office. So he doesn't need a breakout room.
All right, my Acrobat has just locked up. All right, give me just a moment. All right, Kruger, Ms. Nettles, I just sent you copies of the signed NUNC order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Astorga, see you're online now. Mr. Bernstein had announced an hour.
And Your Honor, I'm going to announce not ready and request just a brief reset, if at all possible, for just 1 week. I've been out of the office for the past 3 weeks. Last week was my first week back in with COVID. And my husband, who's my law partner, was also out. And so I'm just a little bit behind. And I didn't ever get confirmation.
All right, that's fine. I'm going to ask Ms. Riley to put you and Mr. Bernstein in a breakout room. And I'll tell you that, I mean, we try to stick on the docket, on the calendar rather, but if you need a hearing next week on a date that there's not a Wilson County docket, we can make that happen. So you don't have to be restricted to just what is on the docket itself.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Judge, if you could put in that break room Teresa Nettles, I'd appreciate it.
You need Ms. Nettles in there also?
I do.
Your Honor, I was trying to get a reset for him with him for our Wednesday hearing due to the circumstances.
Yes. Okay. All right. Again, I made Lori Riley the host, so she's the one in charge of breakout rooms.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Let me sign on to Wilson County's clerk records.
Judge, this is Al
Yes, sir.
Alonso. Could Mrs. Vickers and I go to a breakout room while we wait for the court?
Yes, yes. If you just get that to Ms. Riley, I made her the host, so she's doing the breakout rooms.
Okay, how do I get there?
Just speak to her. She's online, but just address her.
I'll put y'all in breakout room 3.
Okay. Lucinda, did you hear that?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
Judge, this is Erica Ramirez on the Chase Ramsey case. We were waiting for a breakout room, but in the interim, we've come to an agreement, so there's an agreed order to come.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. All right. Are you just going to e-file that or what?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Then you are excused.
Thank you, Ron.
Lori,
Yes.
I was sent to a break room, but then that was not my case, so they told me to leave. Am I in the right place right now?
Oh, you are. What is your name?
Angelica Moreno. It's for a divorce.
Okay. All right, had you on the wrong name then. Okay. Yeah, you're in the right place.
Thank you that it was
thank you.
Angelica.
Yes.
Okay. NRZ real inventory versus Jorge Navarro.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I did not find any pro se answer, so I don't know what's going on with just putting people down, but we'll find out. All right. Do you have your proposed judgment? It says there's one loose in the file, but do you have an electronic copy?
I can share that with the court.
Thank you. If you just post it to me in chat.
Judge,
Yes.
I need a reboot My computer is frozen.
No problem. Go ahead.
I just posted that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and tell me a little bit about the, what is this case about? It's a title to real estate?
That's correct, Your Honor. Basically, what happened is that my client purchased a 1 acre tract from a foreclosure sale. They're actually a subsequent owner, so the mortgage company got it back. Then about a year later, they sold it to my client. This is an otherwise landlocked property, Judge. Prior to my client purchasing it, the prior owner had used a road that runs from US Highway 87 East to the property across the defendant's land. And that road was used for at least 18 years before my client came into possession of the property and ownership of it. Since they purchased the property, however, they've been excluded from the use of the road. A gate was put up, an electronic gate, and no fob, no remote was provided to my client, so my client can't access their own property. But they've used that gravel and rock road for ever since they owned it, and then from prior use, it was used for 18 years. So we get whatever the prior owners had when we received the title to the property, and that included the use of the road. And it's the only way to access that property. And so what we're asking the court to do is to grant a permanent injunction that requires the owner of the surrounding tract to allow us to use the road that we've used all along, and not to interfere with any further use of it. And we sent written demand. We've tried to work it out with this guy several times, Judge. Finally able to get him on the phone. He didn't want to talk. Sent a demand letter. Give him plenty of time. He got served with the lawsuit on August 18th. No answer filed, no call from him since.
All right. And do you have your military service affidavit and certificate of last known address?
We did file that with our motion to enter default judgment, Judge.
All right. Let me pull the paper file.
And Your Honor, on page 3 of our pleading of our original petition, we have a couple of photographs of this particular gate and the road so the court can get a visual idea of what we're talking about. We also attached a survey that shows the road and an overhead.
All right, this is Butch Carden's place?
His former place, Your Honor.
See, it's a small town. It's his place until the next owner dies and sells, and then it'll be the NRZ REO inventory place. All right, sir. All right. Your attachments weren't printed out. Let me see if I can find the.
And if you need me to upload anything, Judge, I have access to do that.
Yes, all I have is a motion for default judgment on both the paper copy and the copy online.
Okay, so would the court like for me to upload
Just
this?
post it in chat is great. Okay. Oh, actually, hold on. No, wait. Here are all the. Hold on. All right, and did someone from your firm go to the online database that the Department of Defense maintains?
I believe so. I believe that's included in our affidavit of non-military status. But that is our typical process, Judge.
All right, and all this affidavit says is they don't have any notice that the guy's in military service or.
Mm-hmm. I see
that. That's, I'll grant the relief prayed for upon the arrival of a affidavit, or not an affidavit, but a printout where you've gone to the military or the Department of Defense webpage and get a printout on this Jorge Navarro.
Okay, I will do that, Judge. Because the court's gonna remember this. The gentleman is in his 60s. I know he's not an active duty member. I will get that confirmation and forward it to the court today.
Okay, and let me see. All right, if you will get that filed, I will hold on to your proposed judgment.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay.
May I be excused?
Okay. Yes, sir, you're excused.
Thank you, sir.
All right, any announcements? Anyone have anything ready to go?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, yes, Mr. Bernstein.
Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak to both ladies that are present here today. I have a case today with Jessica Estarga, and then I have one December 3rd with Teresa Nettles. We had talked about reset dates of next week of December 7th and 9th, respectively. However, I noticed in the chat by Lori Riley that December 7th and 9th is neither one of those dates are available for us, and we're on a short rope, Your Honor.
Your Honor, and Mr. Bernstein, I'd be fine with the 10th if that's available for you.
The 10th is available for me, but I also have Ms. Estorga that this is the final hearing, and so I would like to take care of that. And Judge, another matter is, and I agree with Ms. Estorga, the child, they've got a motion for a custody case. We would like the child interviewed first, because if you find the child is above 12, if you find the child's not going back to mom, to dad, then it cuts down the time announcement down to 1 hour for my motion to increase child support against mom.
And I agree with that, Your Honor. I think that would significantly cut down the time. I do have a conflict on the 10th and the 11th.
Then I'll take the 10th with Miss Teresa Nettles, and I know you don't have that call's number in front of you, and Teresa can get that over to everybody.
Okay, and let me look at. Okay, how about the 6th?
Did you say 6th?
Oh, wait, December? Make sure I'm on the right month.
That's fine, Judge. I do mediations on Sundays. I'm
good.
good.
No, I was looking at November.
Darn it.
No, I have the 4th already filled up. I have the 11th filled up. Okay. What, is there any other date? You said the 7th and 9th are conflicts. How about the 8th?
No, 7th and 9th are not conflicts for us. It was conflicts for your court, Judge. I was looking at dates that
It's
were
too full? Okay. How about the 8th?
The 8th, I have mediation all day.
Mr. Bernstein, I could do the following week if you would prefer, since it's just temporary orders.
I can't. I started a 3-day trial and I have no time that week, but thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so what day are Mrs. Storga and Mr. Bernstein available?
I'm good every day next week. I know she's got mediation on the 8th, so I'm not worried about the 8th. I'm good any day next week.
I will figure out the 10th, and let's just put this on the 10th. if we can.
Don't-
I'll figure out my other conflicts.
Don't sit on the 10th because Teresa Nettles and I have
I
temporary.
got it.
My apologies.
That's okay. The 11th then? I think the judge said that might be full as well.
No, I've got all the first 2 Fridays of the month booked up completely.
Mr. Bernstein, can you do the following day on the 11th?
Well, he's already got the 11th filled up, so I wouldn't do that to the court. Whereas you're going to announce 4 hours, I'm going to announce 1 hour on my motion.
And you're out the following week. So that takes us to the week of the 20th, 21st.
Okay, who's available the 21st, 22nd?
I am in court both days, Your Honor. I can move my 22nd case.
I have the 22nd open and the 23rd.
And I have the 23rd open also.
Okay. All right, and I'm sorry, you said you're both available the 22nd, or you have a conflict, Mr. Bernstein?
I already have a case that day with opposing counsel in San Antonio, but I do have the 23rd wide open still.
All right, so I'll mark this 12/23.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
And Your Honor, on the other one with Mr. Bernstein, that's the Ivy case, and that's CVW 1600.
Yeah, just email the coordinator or Ms. Riley will write it down.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I please be excused?
If that's all you have, yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
all.
May we be excused as well, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, let me look over our dockets. It looks like Mr. Alonso and Ms. Vickers, are you still conferring? Looks like it. All right, and I see Mr. Cano is here.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, sir. Okay. Give me just a moment. Let me get out of Wilson County and log on to the LaSalle counties, Frio counties pages. And Ms. Kranza, did you have a announcement?
Your Honor, I do have a couple. I have conferred on Cliff Matthews Robinson. He's the third one on page 1 of the LaSalle docket. And I think that we will have something agreed to, but we're wondering if we could put it on the 12/17, which is a Frio date. We were trying to do the December 10th date, which is LaSalle, but he has child support court on that date in Webb County.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
You would send me a chat message with that?
Okay, and then right below that is Froylan Hernandez Jr., and we're moving him to 12/10. I think that we'll be able to get him worked out on that day.
Okay, excellent.
Basilio Plaza finally just got on. I can see him, and so I'd like to do a breakout room. Lori, if you can hear me, with Grady Roberts and Basilio Plaza, please.
Sure, I can do that. Hold on one moment.
Okay.
I'll put y'all in breakout room 4.
Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, before we do that, can Ferlin Hernandez be excused?
Yes,
Thank
And
you.
Cliff Matthew Robinson as well, Your Honor.
sure.
And at this point, I don't think anyone else has appeared on the LaSalle criminal side.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back in just a second. Thank you.
Francisco Flores is present.
Oh, Francisco Flores showed up.
Yes.
I appointed Mr. Roberts to represent him.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I didn't catch that name. Who showed up?
Francisco Flores.
Thank you. You said Grady Roberts was appointed?
Yes.
Do we have a set of dates that we're going to give him?
I don't have anything.
12/10, 1/28 are the dates that we have available.
I'm sorry, Lori. That was 12/10 and 1/28.
Yes, January 28th.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, this is Grady Roberts.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to let you know that we had sent Cynthia Mata a letter after she was not here the last time, and we've tried to call her today, and we have not gotten any answer from her. So,
Okay. All right, I appreciate it. We'll turn that into a nice site at the end of the docket.
And Mr. Roberts, I assigned you to breakout room 4 with Leslie Carranza and Basilio Plaza.
All right, Mr. Kano, would you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will, to the best of your ability, translate between the English and Spanish languages the statements of the court, the attorneys and the witnesses?
I do, sir.
All right. Okay, and are you a certified interpreter between the English and Spanish languages?
I am, sir, certified by the state of Texas. My license number is 1680.
Thank you. All right, and I'm going to ask you just to go ahead and interpret the matter of the marriage of Angelica Moreno and Juan Garza.
Vamos a they on the Zoom.
Yes, I am, but I don't need the interpreter, on Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was it? Was it?
It was the other person next to me.
Okay, Castro Melendez. All right, I'm sorry. I put the mark on the wrong case. All right, Mr. If you'll hold on just for a moment.
Okay.
Ms. Moreno, well then I just went and looked at your case online. Where is your husband?
He is in, he lives in Bernie, Texas, but I I got the final degree divorce signed by him.
Did you get a waiver of citation signed by him?
And yes, everything's signed. I have
Okay.
everything in file.
Okay, but has that waiver of citation been filed with the clerk?
Yes, everything. This is the only paper I needed. It was the last signature I needed from him.
Well, see, I don't show any signatures from him. What I have is your petition, an affidavit of inability to pay court cost signed by you, and then a waiver of personal appearance signed by you. I do not have anything signed by him.
Oh my God.
So you have to either get him served or get him to file a waiver of citation.
Waiver of citation then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I would have to do another date court, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do I just talk to the court coordinator for that?
Yes, I would get the waiver of citation signed first. And I'll just mark this as reset on request.
Okay.
All right, and you're excused. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, in Frio County docket on the juvenile on Reed, Mr. Sinden and I have agreed to reset to December 17th, Judge.
Okay. All right, 12/17. If you would send
Yes,
that
sir. May we be excused, Judge?
after somebody sends that to me in chat with the cause number, this juvenile for the style, and then that date. Yes.
Yes, sir. We'll send it to you right now.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Cano, this time for real. In the matter of the marriage of Rosa and Francisco Melendez,
Estamos hablando del caso de la señora Rosa y Francisco Meléndez. ¿Están presentes?
Sí, aquí estoy.
Mrs. Meléndez says she's here.
all right. All right, Ms. Melendez, do you have your proposed divorce decree?
Señora Meléndez, ¿tiene usted la propuesta de su sentencia de divorcio?
No la traigo conmigo.
I don't have it with me.
All right. The divorce decree is the document the judge has to sign to show that the parties are divorced.
Esta sentencia, que también le llaman el decreto de divorcio, es el documento que tiene que firmar el juez para indicar que las dos partes ya están divorciadas.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And the judge who hears this case is going to have a copy of your divorce decree signed by your husband before the divorce may be granted.
El juez que llegue a escuchar este caso tiene que tener una copia de este decreto o sentencia de divorcio y esta tiene que estar firmada por su esposo antes de que el juez pueda escuchar el caso.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I will excuse you now, and you need to get the divorce decree filled out and your husband to sign it, then get the case set again for a hearing.
Entonces, lo que voy a hacer ahorita es que le voy a dar una prórroga. Lo que necesito es que usted consiga esta copia del decreto de divorcio, que consiga que su esposo la firme y que la presente para darle una nueva fecha para su audiencia.
Creo que ya la firmó, pero no tengo los papeles aquí. Lo que pasa es que me moví de estado y los dejé en otra casa, pero ya firmamos, ya firmó él y ya firmé yo.
Your Honor, I believe that he already signed it. As a matter of fact, we both signed it already. It's just that I moved to another state and I left these documents, in another house.
Okay. Okay, I have to have them. I cannot sign them unless I either have them in my hand or you have given them to the clerk for them to make a copy for me.
Bueno, le dice el juez que está bien, pero que él, para poderlos firmar, tiene que tener él una copia o que usted le mande una copia a la secretaria del tribunal, que le llaman el court clerk. Tienen que mandarle una copia ya firmada a ella o directamente al juez para que él la pueda ver y lo pueda firmar.
Okay.
¿Ok?
Okay, all right. All right, so you are excused for now.
Entonces, por lo pronto ya se puede retirar hasta que haga eso, ¿ok?
Gracias.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And I'm sorry, on a Southwest stage, I did not put a mark down. I should have. I'm sorry, Mr. Is it Zokai?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right. Let me go look that up real quick. I should have put a 1 on there. You should have been there, or number 2, rather.
No worries at all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Your Honor, Sergio Cano, interpreter, do you need me to stay for another case or?
No, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Yes, sir. All right. And there is no answer on file. The return of service is in the proper format. It's been on file for more than 10 days. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Essentially, plaintiff, we're just seeking order for default in order to foreclose to obtain a writ of possession for a contract on an MHU that's been in default since September 2019. At the time we filed our, time we initiated this suit, approximate payoff was around $70,000. Fees and interest and costs have accrued since then. As you stated, return of service has been filed. No answer or appearance or any other communication has been received from defendant. We ask the court to enter a order for default judgment.
All right, and let me look here. You're going to ask to foreclose, to repossess the manufactured home?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And do you have a electronic copy of your proposed order?
Yes, sir, we do.
If you would post that to me in chat, I can sign it.
Absolutely. We'll do so now. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. I'll take judicial notice. Also, there's a military service affidavit and a certificate of last known address on file. All right, and Mr. Alonso, Ms. Vickers, do you have an announcement?
Your Honor, I believe that we've agreed to go to mediation, and we'll make it court-ordered mediation on December 17th with David Willis as the mediator. However, there's a dispute remaining as to how the mediation is going to be paid for. I want it to be 50-50. I represent Mr. Meadowkeen. Mr. Alonso represents Miss Meadowkeen, and he's asking for a different split of costs.
Okay. All right, we'll have a hearing on that in just a moment, I think. Let me just see what other announcements we have, and then we'll take off. All right, actually, I think that's it. So do either of you, is this his argument or do you need witnesses? Mr. Alonso, you're muted.
Judge, just argument, if the court please, if I may proceed. My client this summer agreed to minimal child support of $500 a month because at that time, the house was going to be sold and he was going to make the house payment of $1,700 a month. So we agreed to that, my client, and we signed off to that. Then after the house was sold, then discovery was supposed to be entered, I think, or in September the 30th. And at that time, there was a dispute concerning his outside income. He alleged that he didn't make any money on side jobs. However, his income tax statement showed that he made in 2018, he made about $40,000 on outside jobs. And then on 2019, he made $76,000 on outside jobs. And he alleged to us that he wasn't making any money this year because of COVID. However, the statements that we have received, he has received some money outside jobs, and we can discuss that with the mediator because this is only an issue of child support. But my client should be getting a minimum of $1,600 a month just on his basic salary. And she hasn't been getting that. And I set this in a hearing on additional temporary orders, and then Mrs. Vickers didn't get a copy, or for some reason it was reset. And then she set this for a hearing today. And I just think it's unconscionable that my client bear the brunt of this. She's got to support these 3 kids, and he's not paying even the minimum guidelines child support on his salary. He makes over $80,000 a year. And I think that, and we're only talking about $375 for half of the mediator, but I think under those circumstances that he makes a lot more money than she does, and he ought to pay for that.
Ms. Vickers?
Well, Your Honor, that's why we need to go to mediation, because almost all those facts are disputed. So although Mr. Alonso has made those statements, those are all disputed facts. So there is a temporary order that has been in existence. The reason the temporary orders hearing was reset was because I did not receive notice, so it got reset. There is a child support order in the temporary orders. This has been the dispute all along. It's exactly why I wanted to go to mediation. So those facts are all disputed. We would ask that for a half-day mediation, which is I think what we're looking at, that each side pay 50%, which is $375. Mr. Alonso's client does have her own income, and that's all stuff we can work out at the mediation. So we'd ask for a 50-50 split.
Judge,
I think he wants us to pay the whole thing.
If I may, Your Honor.
No. For this mediation, I'll order Ms. Vickers' client to pay for all of mediation, and if that turns out to be an injustice upon him, that can be revisited at the division of the marital property and the taxing of cost of the divorce.
All right, Your Honor.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, who is going to write that up? Are you going to just take that orally, or are you going to write that up and give it back? What's happening?
I've got an order, but I'm gonna have to go change some of it. And then I'm gonna have to get Mr. Meadowkeen to sign.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to email it to him, so I don't know that I'll,
Okay.
Mr. Alonso, I'm sorry, not Mr. Meadowkeen, Mr. Alonso, I'll have to get him to sign it. And then we can forward it to you. It may not be while court's in session, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. If we're out of, court's over, just file it with the e-file system.
All right, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
May we be excused? Thank you, Your Honor. Bye.
Yes.
Your Honor, back on the Frio County juvenile case, we did receive a message from the district clerk's office that the case has been reset to December the 17th.
Okay, yes, and that's what I have down. Excellent.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, and do we have announcements on the, any announcements on criminal cases? I see that Mr. Locke had appeared.
Call Beatrice Marukin.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Locke is here. I chatted with him. He's gotten most of his discovery, and I told him that his client was told to return on December 10th. And then he asked about waivers of arraignments, which I told him we do accept. And so I'm sure he's going to get with his client regarding that.
Okay.
That's all accurate, Your Honor.
Okay, yes, and we have a form. If you can get that form, it would be good because it has the dates built into it also.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Judge, I also put in the chat the reset dates on those individuals that had appeared. And the only person I don't have information on is on Francisco Flores Jr. I know that Mr. Roberts was appointed, but I don't know what else happened to him. Did he get
nothing that I know of.
Okay.
So is Mr. Roberts still on?
Yes, I can see him on the screen, or I see there he is.
Okay.
It told me 12/10 and 128 on him.
Okay.
I prefer to have the January date, but
That's correct. And then defendant was given a copy of the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Defendant was given a copy of the reset dates.
I don't understand what you're saying. Say it again. On Francisco Flores. That's what Leslie was asking about. Is that correct, Leslie?
Yes, Mr. Roberts, and Joanne is saying that your client was given 12/10 and 128.
Okay, thank you.
Right,
Yes.
but should he have those dates without a waiver? Citation?
I guess probation or the clerks gave him a reset form since he actually appeared.
Okay,
Correct.
all right, well, we still need either a waiver or an arraignment. Okay,
Your Honor, that's all. Everyone else, unless anybody else showed up, I think the rest are all nice eyes.
okay, I had to reopen my document because it jammed up again, so Cynthia Mata's a nice.
Nice, yes.
She is a nice.
Basilio Plaza was what day, 12?
17.
It's Frio.
In Frio?
Yes, he's
That's what
got a
Leslie
Frio.
Okay. I'm gonna put Frio case 2. Robinson, 12/17, Froilan Hernandez, 12/10, and I withdrew the NISI.
Yeah.
Recalled it. Flores, 12/10, 128. Hasler and Lopez, NISI.
Mhm.
Perales, 12/10.
Yep.
Roman and Salazar, NISI. Stephen Sloop. He's in federal custody.
They said he's in federal custody. I know I won't be able to get him by the 12/10 or the 12/17. We can put him on a 128 and I can try to do a writ.
That sounds good.
Okay.
And Sosa, nice eye.
Yes, sir.
All right, then you're excused. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, Judge. Goodbye.
Your Honor, may Mr. Roberts and I be excused?
If that's all you have, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, and let me see, Miss Petty, I think your case is still here. Let me pull that file.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you may give in the matter now on trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. Your name, please?
Samantha Petty.
All right. And you are married to Christopher Petty?
Yes, sir.
And before this case was filed in September, had you been a resident of Wilson County for 90 days and of Texas for 6 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And has the marriage between you and Mr. Petty become undermined due to a discord or conflict of personalities, meaning that you're not getting along?
Yes, sir.
Is there any likelihood that you're going to reconcile and live together again as husband and wife?
No, sir.
All right. So when did the two of you marry?
We were married on July 20th of 2019.
Okay. And when did you separate?
We separated, I believe it was September 14th is when we decided to separate.
Okay. All right. And hold on just a moment. Ms. Riley?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Zokai, I don't see him on right now. He had sent a copy of the proposed final judgment to everyone. I'm going to ask you, will you download that and see if it works?
I tried. I think that's the one I just tried. It's not. Let me look real quick.
Because my copy's corrupted. Is it corrupted for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well.
That one and the other one from CoArt. I had the same problem with it.
Okay.
Or Cowart. I'm not sure.
If you would email him when you get a chance and say that that's corrupted. Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Petty. All right. Have there been any children born to you since the date of the marriage?
No, sir.
Are you expecting a child?
No, sir.
Now, I notice that there's not much in the way of property listed on this divorce decree. I need to tell you that the law here in Texas presumes that the moment a person gets married, that every single thing they own is community property. And if they get divorced after that, and the divorce decree does not spell out either who gets the property where it's being divided up because it's community property, or it doesn't say that it doesn't need to be divided up because it's separate property, because, for instance, it was owned before the marriage or inherited. If one of those two things doesn't happen, then the law presumes that the judge forgot to divide the property, and the ex-husband and ex-wife still own it together, even though they're divorced. So are there any automobiles, real estate, businesses, retirement, anything like that, that either of you own that need to be listed in this divorce decree?
No, sir. We already talked about that before we even filed for the divorce decree. We were renting a rent home, so we didn't have no property together. Our vehicles were in our names. We have nothing together.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
The second you get married, the JP or the preacher says you're married.
Yes, sir.
Law presumes that every single thing you own is community property.
Yes, sir.
So if it doesn't spell out in the divorce decree who gets the property, then the law presumes that you still own it together, even though you're divorced.
Okay.
So, if that's what you want to do and you don't think it's going to be a problem, I'll sign the divorce decree and you can go on about your way. But if you want to, I will give you a chance to come back and put in, whether it's retirement or anything else, who gets the property.
No, sir. We have nothing. It will be fine to go ahead and sign. We've already talked and everything. We're not doing any kind of thing. He's already moved and everything and not talking to me now. So.
Okay, and you're asking to have your name changed to, is it Brady?
Sir.
What are you asking to have your last name changed to?
Back to Brady.
Okay, and that's a previous name of yours?
Yes, sir. That was my maiden name.
All right, I'll find I have jurisdiction to hear this matter. The case has been on file for more than 60 days, and there's a waiver of citation in the proper format that's been on file for 10 days. I'll also take judicial notice that even though he had waived notice of the trial, that the respondent, Christopher Petty, has apparently signed off on the final decree of divorce. It's been on file more than 60 days. The petitioner had lived in Texas for 6 months and Wilson County for 90 days before the lawsuit was filed. There were no children born or adopted during the marriage. You adopted any children?
No, sir.
And none are expected. And I find that the proposed division of the marital property is just, fair, and equitable. I will approve it. I will restore the petitioner's previous name of Brady and pronounce the divorce in open court. I've signed it. Any relief that's not granted is denied. So this is a final appealable order. All right, ma'am. I think the clerk's office is closed today. I expect they will be reopened in part tomorrow. They've got some COVID issues going around in the court building.
Okay.
But you are excused right now. And Ms. Kruger, you probably know that, but there is a Bureau of Vital Statistics form has already been filed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Judge, Ms. Kruger can hear, but she's not able to speak. She doesn't have any audio.
Okay, all right.
On that, can I go over, I'm not sure if you want to, on that NRZ REO inventory, did you show that one being corrupted as well from Matthew Cowart on 2008-533?
I have that. I'm just waiting on the.
I tried to pull it up, but it wouldn't let me. I don't know if I need to email him as well.
No, I've got a copy of that one.
Okay.
Okay, and I have a note from Art that says there's already an open NISI for Cynthia Mata. So we don't need to do one. Is that right, Eddie?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, no, there's no response for those names given to me by this court.
Okay, if you will sign the NISIs and I will sign them whenever they get to me.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I think that's just about it. Is that it?
There was an affidavit of intimacy. Did you get that, Judge, from Art?
I got one on Flores. Was there another one?
No, that was the one. Francisco.
Yes, I sent that back to him and to Grady Roberts.
Okay, thank you.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. It's good to see you.
All right, I think.
All right, so.
I think I've got everything from you, Judge. Let me just make sure.
And on all the new cases, are we sure that they received notice?
On the LaSalle County cases, I'm not sure, Judge. I think they went off already, the district clerk.
Okay, I'll email them. Yes, looks like it. I'll email them whenever I get the NISIs and say, let's make sure that we got, send them notice.
Okay.
All right, and I will send you the dockets. I'm going to shut down, and Lachey, I'm sorry, you're free to go. Have a good afternoon, good day. Is your mother okay? Good, excellent, all right. They're supposed to come back and do some more spraying and sanitizing, so I'm gonna leave the courtroom here and take my computer and go work at the house, I think. So I'll be out of pocket for just a few minutes.
Okay.
Do you have any questions on the civil?
No, I think I've got everything, Judge. I got all my notes on them. I believe I heard everything. I think the one with that Navarro Energy, they had to do the affidavit before you could sign the military affidavit. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
These people are some law firm that we don't have any information if the guy's in the military. Well, that's,
Okay.
you know, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take that from, we had a case in Frio County. I remember the divorce, and the lady laughed, and she was in her 70s, and she said, you know, he got out of the Marine Corps in 1968 and he hadn't been in the military since. And I said, okay. But the attorneys for some law firm, they don't have any idea if the guy's in the Army or not.
Right.
Okay, then I guess I can't end the message because I'm not the host, but I'm going to take off.
I'll end it. Okay. Well, you have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow on the docket.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Lori, this is
Yes.
Gloria. That default judgment from Southwest Stage Funding, how's he going to submit it? Through e-file or directly to you?
He usually sends it directly to y'all, I think. I don't know.
Because that's the one that the message was, the default judgment was corrupt.
Oh, okay. Well, I sent an email to the attorney, so the attorney will send it to me and I'll forward it to the judge. I don't know if the judge will send it back to me. He might send it directly back to y'all.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout for it then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Yeah, because I don't show anything.